What's up guys, it's 2Pro Games. I wanted to make a follow-up video on my Medal of Honor Warfighter review. I want to go over some comments, one in particular that somebody left on that review. And let me just jump into this video right away now. That was my first ever review, okay? My first ever video game review that I've ever posted on YouTube. So it wasn't the best, I know that. I have a lot of room for improvement. There are some mistakes that I did make, but then again, I'll learn from my mistakes. You know, my future reviews, I've been working on Assassin's Creed 3 review for a while now, so hopefully that's going to be a lot better than my Warfighter review. It's not that I didn't put a lot of effort into my Warfighter review, but I felt that I could have done a better job, and I want to apologize for that. But anyways, I just really don't see how Medal of Honor Warfighter is that bad of a game. I personally, in my opinion, I think that this game is a good game. It's not a Game of the Year contender, but it's a good game. You know, if I could go back and change my rating, I would maybe give it the lowest as a 7.5, and you know, maybe I would change it to a 7.8. But I know that IGN gave it a 4, and that really shocked me because the game really isn't that bad. It's not bad at all. The story is a bit short. That's something I should have mentioned in my review, and I apologize for that also. The multiplayer has a couple of bugs. I've only run into one serious bug, which is how I spun out to the map multiplayer. I did make a video addressing that on my channel, so if you want to check that out, it's on my channel. But that's really it. That's the only thing I could have mentioned in my review. But I really like Medal of Honor Warfighter. I really enjoyed the storyline. I'm enjoying the multiplayer. I'm playing the multiplayer almost every day. But you know, it's not one of those Game of the Year contenders. And somebody left a comment saying, if you give this game an 8 out of 10, then you say don't buy the game. Now, in my review, I clearly said, if you are somebody who follows the Medal of Honor Warfighter series, buy this. Not Medal of Honor Warfighter series. If you follow the Medal of Honor series, buy this game. If you are looking for a new shooter, buy this game. If you buy 1 to 2 games a year, don't buy this game. Okay, 1 to 2 games a year. If I personally was buying 1 to 2 games a year, I would buy the best games I could of that year. I'd buy a game that's rated 9.9 from every single freaking review company, whatever the hell they do. The reviewers, the big time reviewers like IGN, GameSpot, all those guys. I would buy a game that is super popular, everybody likes, the game is stellar, you know, like Borderlands 2. Borderlands 2 is a great example. That game is such a good game. It really is. And it has so much replay value. It's so fun. The game's funny, and there's so much to do in that game. That game is a game I would buy if I was buying 1 to 2 games a year. Or like Black Ops 2. I know a lot of people don't like Call of Duty, but personally, I like Call of Duty, okay? I didn't like Modern Warfare 3 too much, but I'm really excited for Black Ops 2, and that's a game that I would buy if I was buying 1 to 2 games a year. Or Assassin's Creed 3. You know, Warfighter isn't a game that you buy if you're buying only 1 to 2 games a year. It's pretty obvious, okay? There's a lot of games that are like Dishonored. I wouldn't buy that game if you buy 1 to 2 games a year, even though it was rated 9.2 from IGN. I think a lot of people wouldn't buy that game if they were buying 1 to 2 games a year. So, yeah, but you know, I buy a lot of games in a year. I buy a lot, like maybe like, I don't know, 10 to 20 games a year. I buy new game releases, and you know, if you're that type of person, yeah, then buy the game. If you're desperate for a new military shooter and you have the money, buy the game. If you're following the Medal of Honor Warfighter series and you buy a lot of games in the year, then buy the game. If you buy 1 to 2 games a year and you're following the series, don't buy the game. Okay? If you're looking for a new shooter and you buy 1 to 2 games a year, don't buy the game. It's obvious. Okay? If you're buying such a low amount of games a year, I don't know what your reason is. If you don't have any money or you don't have time to play all the games, then you know, you buy the best games. Okay? It's obvious.